Spinda very happily dancing as it faints. Maybe one of the highlights for Spinda, it is able to go toe-to-toe with Lickitung. I guess Spinda, if anything, is a Lickitung counter confirmed. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP, so please consider subscribing to the channel if that is of interest to you. And if you're a returning subscriber like Saxophone First, thank you for the support. In today's video, we are shoutcasting another set of battles for the Retro Cup, this time submitted to the channel by SomeKindOfChief, and these feature a very spicy pick in the form of shiny Broken Heart Spinda. So Spinda, not the type of Pokemon you usually find in Go Battle League, but this is what the spice is all about. Pokemon you rarely ever see. This is actually XL Spinda, so a lot of investment went into this, and to be honest, the return on investment probably isn't going to be that great in general. So if there ever was a time to use Spinda, it's going to be in this particular cup with access to Icy Wind and Rock Tomb. Cycle Cut is the fast move. We're going to see how it performs in these battles. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please make sure you smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. So these are probably going to be the last Retro Cup battles I feature for the channel. Got some Master League content lined up for the weekend, so definitely check back if you're into Master League content. We got Gengar into Froslass here. The opponent is staying in. This is a very favorable matchup for Gengar, of course. Going to throw the Shadow Punch here. Totally expecting the Froslass to shield up. Probably throw the move here, which will get the shield from the Gengar. Thing is, if Froslass actually decides to stay in here, it does put itself at risk of being farmed down by the Gengar, which is not good, and it looks like that is what is going to happen here. The opponent must be very weak to Gengar in the back. We see Marowak come in here, so Gengar going to throw the Shadow Punch. At this point, might want to swap out into Snorlax. Nope, going to stay in with the Gengar. The opponent might be triple weak to this Pokemon, to be honest, but let's see what happens here. Marowak going to farm down with Hex, and of course you bring in Snorlax, not really an issue here. And the opponent swaps out into Medicham, which is a bit problematic because Medicham has a good matchup against not only Spinda, but also the Snorlax. So things are not looking very good right here. Throwing the Icy Wind at this Medicham, definitely looking to lower the attack stat here. You really hope this Medicham does not have Power Up Punch at this point. Going to shield up the Ice Punch here in order to get off one more Icy Wind. You want to get the attack stat on the Medicham as low as possible here to make this matchup more playable for the Snorlax in the back. Of course, it does have access to Lick, so it's still going to be dealing a lot of fast move damage to this Medicham. Able to get to one more Icy Wind here, which is pretty huge, and Spinda almost takes that matchup in the 1 versus 0 shields. Marowak comes in, resets the debuff on the Medicham. Opponent backs out. They don't want the smoke. Off to a 1-0 start with the Spinda Spice. LILZARTAN here in the next matchup. Gengar into Altaria. This is not a good matchup for Gengar. Swapping out into the Spinda, which is pretty much the hard counter here for the Altaria. The opponent staying in. This could be surprise factor, not knowing what Spinda has. They actually do shield up that move, so good shield by the opponent there. But they come in with an Alolan Marowak, which is definitely not an answer to a Spinda right here. Let's see if they have the Fire Blast. Go for the Shadow Bow. No. And they get the defense drop. That is a huge break right there. Now look at this. They had the Ice Wind for the Altaria. They have the Rock Tomb for the Marowak. That goes through. Rock Tomb is a pretty bad move in general, but still did a lot of damage right there. Defense has been dropped on Spinda, remember that. So they're going for another Shadow Bone. These are starting to add up now because of the defense drop, but still taking it very well. Building up to one more Rock Tomb here. Is the opponent going to want to burn another shield? Spinda putting on a clinic here, and the Altaria comes back in. So Altaria going to be used as a sacrifice here, I guess. No, they use the shield and they swap out, so pretty weird right there. Actually, Crustle comes in now, so a little bit of a confusing play here, but Gengar comes in. Of course, this isn't a great matchup, but with the shield advantage, should be playable. Going for the nuke right here, not playing around, SomeKindOfChief. Going for the Focus Blast. Bang! There it goes. Altaria comes back in, and Snorlax should be able to take this matchup in the 1 versus 0 shields. So let's see what the Altaria is going to do here. Probably going to shield this up at this point. Still has the Spinda as a potential sack swap as well, but this should be straightforward. And look at this. Actually, I totally forgot This Maniac is running Outrage on the Snorlax, so this is going to one-shot the Altaria. Bang! There it is. Takes it out. I rarely see Snorlax running Outrage, but in this meta, it actually does make sense. So pretty cool seeing Outrage here on the Snorlax, taking out some Altarias. We got Gengar into Mew right here. A pretty neutral matchup overall, but in general is going to favor Mew in most instances. So let's see the Gengar here going for the Shadow Punch. Of course, they build up for the Shadow Ball, so probably going to see a shield for sure from the Mew. We do it now. They are going to throw their own move. Gengar is probably going to shield here. Might swap out now into, say, maybe Snorlax, which they are going to do. And the opponent comes with Machamp, so not looking good right here. Going to throw the Body Slam. Of course, these do still do quite a bit of damage to Machamp, so we do see them let that go through. And they can't farm down because another Body Slam will come through. So going to throw the Energy right here. This will take out the Snorlax. And now come in with the Gengar. Look to farm down completely. Get a bit of an energy lead here on the Mew. If the Mew even decides to come back in, we'll see what the third Pokemon is. It is an Abomasnow. So going for the Shadow Punch right here, would have been nice to land a Focus Blast for sure on this, but would be risky. Probably wouldn't have been able to get to it. Now Abomasnow versus Spinda. We got Spinda against the world right here. This is not looking good. Abomasnow going to be doing heavy damage here with the Weather Ball. Look at that, Spinda. Although it is XL, it is not that thick. And Spinda unfortunately over-tapped there, which means they're going to have to burn a shield here on the Weather Ball. But I think that the Mew does have energy anyway, so it probably wouldn't matter. Going for the Undercharge here to look to farm down this Abomasnow, but as you can see, the Mew has energy anyway, so even if they didn't over-tap there, this was going to be a very difficult game to win, and probably nothing they could do. The Mew lands the Wild Charge. Spinda put up a fight, but unfortunately not enough for the Mew and Shadow Abomasnow. LeapLightningX here in the next matchup. We got Gengar into Dragonair. Dragonair definitely one of the strongest Pokemon in the Retro Cup meta, and this is not looking like a good matchup here for the Gengar, taking a lot of damage from the Dragon Breath right here. Going for the Shadow Punch, and the Dragonair does shield, swaps out into the Snorlax right here, and Dragonair looks like it's actually staying in here. So going to throw another Aqua Tail most likely. No, it's a Dragon Pulse, so that comes through. Snorlax building up for the nuke right here. Outrage will KO. Body Slam would not. Is the opponent going to shield this up? Nobody expects the Outrage to let that go through. Probably didn't want to go down 2 shields anyways, so going for Outrage there made a lot of sense. Lapras comes in, which isn't great actually. So here comes the Spinda. And of course, Spinda going to want to land this Rock Tomb here. Let's see if the Lapras is going to shield. I feel like nobody really knows what the moveset is for Spinda anyways. Rock Tomb comes through, no shield, that's about 50%. Jellicent comes in. Unfortunately, this Gengar is very low and it's taking a lot of damage from these Hexes. So things are not looking too great right here. Let's see if the opponent shields. They let that go through, that's pretty big, and gets an extra Shadow Claw through there. Spinda going to have to carry the team here. That Lapras does have quite a bit of energy in the back as well. So Ice Beam comes through, that does a lot. And Spinda can't really farm down here, so building up for the Rock Tomb. Okay, this should be enough to knock out the Jellicent. But unfortunately, this Lapras has a lot of energy. Might be able to farm down as well here with the Ice Shard. So going to get both shields here. Basically, Spinda needs to get to 2 moves. Going for Icy Wind the first time makes a lot of sense because it's probably going to get the shield and also lowering the attack. Maybe that will affect this game. Can they get to the Rock Tomb? No. Lapras going to outpace here. Spinda very happily dancing as it faints. Takes the loss there. But Spinda's still catching a lot of opponents off guard. Let's move into the next battle right here. I think he is currently 2-2 in this set. We got Gengar against Deoxys. Very solid lead right here. Let's see how the opponent's going to play this out. A lot of times Deoxys do like to stay in here and throw the Psycho Boost before dipping out. So let's see if that's what happens here. Of course, this is a Psycho Boost. And going to get the shield. And the Deoxys swaps out, but a very good switch there. Saving the energy on the Gengar. Unfortunately, Spinda doesn't really have an amazing matchup against Kingdra here, so not the greatest thing. The main reason is because these Dragon Breaths still do a lot of damage. You can see Icy Wind coming through here, doing some nice damage. And actually, this is a pretty good matchup for Spinda, it looks like. Because Icy Wind, you know, it's still lowering the attack, but Outrage comes through and is going to lose that matchup in these 0 shields. totally fine. Come in, get some extra farm on the Gengar. That is always very nice. And of course, the opponent can't really come with Deoxys, so we're likely to see what the third Pokemon is here. It's actually a Lanturn. This Gengar is absolutely loaded on energy. The opponent decides to let the first one go through, building more energy here. Another 2 Shadow Punches ready. I think Gengar could safely take this matchup, just going straight Shadow Punch as well. And then the Snorlax in the back, I would shield this for sure. You have way too much energy to let the Gengar go down here. The Deoxys is also dry energy, so you don't have to worry too much about the Snipe. 2 Shadow Punches here should be enough to take out the Lanturn. But let's see if they store this, swap out Snorlax. I like this play a lot. The Deoxys comes back in, going to throw the Body Slam right here. Deoxys can't really farm down in this position, so they're going to have to throw energy at some point. And you can see Snorlax is doing a lot of damage right here. The Deoxys is forced to throw, probably going to be a Rock Slide right here. And I actually think the Snorlax will lick them down before they're able to counter down. So the Body Slam going to come through here. Is the opponent going to shield? At this point, the Lanturn in the back is a bit too low to do anything. So they end up losing that game with a shield intact. So let's jump into the second set right here. And you could see SomeKindOfChief did mix up the team here. So we got a Hypno lead now, Shadow Hypno with Spinda still there, and Lanturn in the back. So probably got impressed by the Lanturn in that last matchup, and now using their own Lanturn. So Hypno into Deoxys here. Not a great matchup with this moveset running Fire Punch and Ice Punch. So might build up for the Shadow Ball. Opponent swaps out into Kingdra. It's actually pretty nice, going to land the Ice Punch here. And then I imagine swap out into the Spinda maybe. No, coming with the Lanturn instead. Okay, well, this is an interesting switch here because the Hypno technically loses to the Deoxys. The Spinda also should lose to Deoxys. So I would think that the Lanturn is really the only option you have to take out the Deoxys. So giving it up here kind of could be a mistake in this particular matchup. So comes in with the Hypno. This Kingdra is actually presenting a lot of problems here. But Spinda's going to have a really rough time against Deoxys in the back. So not really sure how this matchup is going to play out here. Deoxys does come back in. So maybe Hypno could get a shield here. Oof, this is not good. Going to shield up. And at this point, you're basically just hoping to get shields here from the opponent with... Oh my... Yeah, this is not good. This is not good at all. Burning the second shield on a Pokemon that can't even beat the Hypno thanks to moveset. But Altaria comes in, so... Ice Punch here is going to hurt, of course. And Spinda does have a great matchup here. Going to get both shields from the Altaria, but unfortunately there is no answer for that Deoxys in the back. Spinda coming in. I guess the thing here, Spinda can't even farm down. So throwing the Ice Moon immediately in order to preserve health on this Spinda right here. And that Deoxys should be low enough now. Actually, no, that looks like it's still a bit too high. Don't think Spinda could pull this off. We'll have to see. Ice Moon is going to lower the attack, of course. But I think that Deoxys is going to get to a move here, which is probably going to be just about enough to KO after some counters come through. Does lower the attack, but still able to counter down here, and might have another Psycho Boost ready to take out the Hypno. Yeah, here it comes. So Hypno going to go down here. That was a pretty rough matchup. Of course, Deoxys lead, not much of an answer there. I think coming into Spinda against the Kingdra made more sense. Kind of had to preserve the Lanturn there for the Deoxys in the back. I mean, that's not a great matchup either, but pretty much the only counter with this particular team comp, given the moveset that the Hypno is running. So we see Froslass here in the next matchup, and going to shield up this first move here. Usually they do bait with Avalanche, which they do, but still it's going to hurt a lot, especially against a Shadow. Building up here for the Fire Punch. Fire Punch will not knock out Froslass, however it's going to do a lot of damage, so definitely expect to see a shield. Actually, in that range it would probably knock it out. Didn't know it was that low already. Those confusions actually really add up against the Froslass. So we see Spinda come in here against Lickitung, and this is actually maybe one of the highlights for Spinda in this particular meta. It is able to go toe-to-toe with Lickitung, and it looks like it probably could actually win this matchup with the Icy Winds lowering the attack on the Lickitung, and those licks aren't going to be doing anything to Spinda. So I guess Spinda, if anything, is a Lickitung counter confirmed. So that's one positive here for Spinda. Going to let this move come through here. It's another Body Slam. And going for the Ice Wind, I have two ready. Let's see if the opponent wants to shield. They do not. Good call by them. And we see Electrode come in. So this is a pretty spicy pick right here in Electrode. Spice off Spinda versus Electrode. I think Spinda's going to win that one in terms of the spice. And at this point, this is not too great either because, of course, Electrode does have access to Foul Play, but does sneak in the extra confusion there, which is really nice. Going to shield this up and should start applying pressure here now. Actually swaps out. Wow, what a switch. That was a great play right there. Because basically, once they took that last shield, they had to expect this swap coming in here with the Froslass having energy ready and able to win CMP. That was a great call right there to swap out, knowing the opponent was going to throw energy and take out that Hypno with, look how much energy this Hypno had stored. Imagine if that Shadow Ball landed on Hypno instead of the sack right there. That was a game-winning sack. Very well played. Now the Hypno is going to be able to take out this Electrode here with the Fire Punch plus maybe one confusion. Yeah, so there it is. Very well played. That was an impressive sack. Knowing the win condition there, definitely understanding the situation. Great play. 81 Lobo here in the next matchup. We got Hypno into Shadow Machamp. This is the dream lead. Opponent swaps out into Dragonite. Here comes the Spinda. Oh my goodness. Going for the Icy Wind. Wow, not shielding. So this is actually a very risky play. And at this point, you're basically hoping that this Dragonite does not shield here because you need to keep switch. And I believe if the opponent actually did shield this, they could have probably farmed down with Dragon Breath. So that was a very brave no shield there, but it did pay off and they get to keep the alignment here of Hypno on Machamp. Very risky play. I don't know if I would recommend doing that play, but it worked out in this situation. And that might have worked out because the opponent might not even know that the Spinda has access to Icy Wind. So we see the Hypno here going up against the Snorlax. Fire Punch coming through, doing a lot of damage right here. Going to throw another one. This opponent looks like they're saving the shields for the start of Season 8. So let's see. Now they're going to use it. They realize Season 7 is almost over, so they may as well start using their shields at this point. Going to shield again here with the Hypno. Body Slam comes through. Going to get to the Fire Punch, which will get the final shield from the Snorlax. And the Lanturn should be able to come in here and finish off the game. So going to actually get to the Thunderbolt right here. Could have probably farmed down, but if this Snorlax may be running Earthquake, don't want to take the risk. Not sure if Earthquake would KO, but don't want to take the risk coming from a Shadow Snorlax there. Next matchup, we got 62 years old. So this is definitely one of the older players in Go Battle League. We got Hypno into a Shadow Lapras. Let's see how this plays out right here. You know, usually Hypnos do have the Thunder Punch, which is a threat. Let's see if the opponent's going to want to burn any shields here. Surf comes through, does get the shield from the Hypno, and here comes a Fire Punch. So the Lapras decides not to shield. That very gutsy call right there. And the Hypno going to swap out, catching the Surf most likely onto the Lanturn. Very great, very good swap right there. And the opponent swaps out into Dragonair. So let's see if they can get to this Thunderbolt right here. It's going to be dealing neutral damage against the Dragonair. And the Dragonair, oh, actually it's resisted damage. This is only Dragon. For some reason I thought Dragonair was part water, but it is a pure Dragon. The Aqua Tail threw me off. So Dragon Pulse comes through, takes out the Lanturn there. Yes, Dragonair is a pure Dragon type. The Aqua Tail definitely made me think it was part water for some reason, but no, Dragonair is pure Dragon. Kind of looks like it could be a water type though, but it is not. Aqua Tail comes through, and here comes the Spinda. Going to get to this Icy Wind right here. Obviously cannot farm down with the Cycle Cut. And the Icy Wind going to take out Dragonair, but down 2 shields here. Spinda against the world once again. And here comes the Kingdra. So things are not looking good right here. This is a Dragon Breath heavy team. And Dragon Breath, pretty OP when you don't have a great answer for it. I mean, Spinda isn't the worst answer technically. And Kingdra takes it out. Here comes the Hypno. What a swap by the opponent there. Oh my goodness. Everybody's on their game right here. That is a game-winning swap on the opponent's side this time. On their charges to get the extra confusion, but not going to be able to get to 2 Ice Punches here. Even if they did, I don't think 1 Ice Punch is enough to KO the Dragonair here. I mean, maybe, or it's not Dragonair, it's Kingdra, so no, Kingdra would not get KO'd. Dragonair probably would. I am getting totally mixed up with all these Dragon types in the Retro Cup. DefiantUpheaval here in the next matchup. Honestly, I'm ready for Retro Cup to end. I want to get some Master League action going, but Master League is during Retro Cup, so no Master League pretty much. And next week, Great League's back, so Open Great League, that should be a lot of fun, given we have already done a lot of Great League this season, but Great League is a very fun league. And here comes the Altaria, taking the work from the Spinda. Icy Wind coming through. Altaria lets it go through, so there goes Altaria getting knocked out. And Marowak comes back in, so this opponent clearly has no answer for the Spinda. Looks like we're going to see a Shadow Bone come through here. No, it's only a Bone Club. Bone Club actually does more damage technically. Going for the Rock Tomb here. This is the one core that Spinda just destroys. Altaria plus Marowak. The opponent does not want the smoke. They're going to back out. They take that game. Another 3-2 set. Spinda, pretty impressive overall. So those were the battles with Best Buddy Spinda in the Retro Cup. This is a Pokemon you definitely do not see too often, but it performed pretty well overall, and it looks like it has a place in this particular meta. Do I recommend either of these teams to rank up? No, but do I recommend it to have fun? Absolutely. If you have the Spinda available to you, go for it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.